I know, Moloch's Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright. Whew. It's been a week, let me tell you. I didn't get much done last week, video-wise. I couldn't. I was knocked down. I was knocked right out. It was bad. I, still have. It's getting there, but it ain't quite there yet. The worst, absolute worst head cold I think I've ever had. Like, I don't know, man. It's just been, goes into these, meat stews. Meat, potato, corn, animal fat. Oh, and probably water. I have water. Okay, what did that run me out of? Meat, I guess? Like, I've definitely had more annoying colds. But this thing has been something else. I just I don't know, man. It like I've never had full laryngitis with it, right? So that's not been too bad. And the little sore throat that came with it was just like sore, but around the back of my throat toward the top. So it didn't hurt to talk or swallow or anything. So it was just like a dull, constant ache. And then I assume it's where the tendons and stuff connect inside your mouth. I got like a couple of, feels like bones at the back of my mouth, right near where your wisdom teeth are. And both of those got really sore. And no real cough with it. Nose stuffed up a little bit, but not like COVID stuffed up where I couldn't breathe at all. But the most annoying thing has been the ears. I can't hear. Um, it's just my ears are just the right one. So the first one was the right one, and they have been sore. I just can't hear. Like the whole side of my head is swollen. Oh, the sinuses. Holy crap. I bet I had a sinus headache for at least 5 straight days. Just would not go away no matter what I did. And, but it was just in my sinuses. Like they hurt so bad. And, but then, when that went away, when the sinuses started to go away and my nose went back to normal, then my ears plugged up and I can't hear. I couldn't hear out my right ear for like 3 days, and now I haven't been able to really hear out of my left ear for about 4 or 5 days now. It's super annoying. Oh my god, it's so annoying. I don't like it. Uh, but yeah, so I recorded like a Better Than Wolves, I think, the uh, the day after I started to get sick, and then that was it. I couldn't do anything else. I didn't even mow the lawn last weekend. I felt so horrible. Where is the coal? I can't find coal. Okay, I'm gonna assume coal's not here. It's down here? Just gonna go look. Yeah, everybody's pretty much gone right now. They went camping, which I don't do. That's not my thing. Don't understand. I mean, I guess it's great if you go do things you like, but there is nothing about camping that sounds good to me. Sitting around a smoky campfire that hurts my sinuses. No thanks. Sleeping on thin mattresses, either in a tent or in the camper. No thanks. Uh, no electronics. No thanks. Not even close. Uh, Random people just come up and sit down and start talking to you because they're in a campground. Definitely no thanks. So they'll go and then I stay here by myself. Well, I got the dog, but so it's pretty quiet. They bring the kids home at night because the kids don't like sleeping out there. Um, I don't know about I don't know what they're doing tonight. Nobody said anything to me. But yeah, they came home and grabbed some or cooked up some taco meat. They're gonna make walking tacos for dinner. They said so. I made sure they made enough for leave me some meat. That way I don't have to cook dinner. I can just nuke some up in the microwave, make some tacos for dinner. I'm not gonna make tacos though. Really, I do like a quesadilla thing or a sprinkle cheese and taco meat, and then douse it with some uh, Thai chili powder, and then cook that, and then slice it up so it's in little triangles, and I like that. That's what I usually do with the leftover taco meat on Wednesdays for breakfast. uh, but yeah, I watched a couple of movies yesterday while they were gone, and what was yesterday? Oh yeah. Work has been crazy. Also, on top of all this, I've been super busy with work. I think this is the third week in a row. This will be the third week in a row where they've been like, "Yeah, we got so much to do." So, and this is like more than we normally do, which is crazy. I've been so busy, and I actually worked. I actually put in about 4 hours this afternoon on a Sunday because even though it's a vacation week, I'm gonna have to work tomorrow all day. And okay, so there's some niter, but what I need is coal. I thought coal was just in the pine forest, but I can't find any. I don't know what they changed. I should Google it. Google will tell me. Doesn't matter. I can get out here and grab some shale. That's the word. Ah, I couldn't remember shale. I was like silicate, slate. That was one of them S words for some kind of rock. There's iron. I'm almost there. Also, well, not there. Not to the where I can get shale, but to the. This is the burnt biome. I want to go over here to the rubble biome and check. Yeah, this here. The wasteland. I don't think I have to come out to the wasteland for it, but who knows? Either it didn't spawn in my world, or I'm just having the worst luck. Maybe it doesn't spawn anymore. Maybe you just dig it up out of the ground. You gotta go down deeper. That's the way it used to be. They didn't have the above ground indicators. You just go down underground and start digging. And once you get down deep enough, you just get all the things. Oh, I went back into the burnt. But yeah, I watched the Until Dawn movie. I've never played the game, so I don't know what the game is like. But based off of what I saw in the movie, it seemed like it'd make an okay game, but did not make a very good movie. Oop. Great. Oh, I'm bleeding. Quick, bandage me up before I bleed to death. Those stupid... Oh, great. Stupid vultures. Alright, well I don't see anything in here, so I'm gonna head back over here to Burnt, where there's less vultures. But yeah, I don't know, man. The storyline was okay. But the story itself was weird. And I kind of found it to be boring, to be honest. Like I don't know what I was supposed to care about. Like it's spoilers. Well, that wasn't a very good amount of cool. Okay, well, this can't be how you get coal. I mean, clearly I'm getting coal, but this can't be the main source, is it? That'd be weird. All this stuff is everywhere, and I am getting quite a bit. Although I'm pretty sure I used to use thousands of coal, so... yeah, so basically this girl's sister went missing, and they went to find her, and they followed her basically to this old psychiatric hospital that had been I want to say an avalanche covered most of it, and they got stuck in this time loop where they had to survive until dawn, haha, or else they became part of the loop. And so basically they just kept dying over and over, which is fine. Like that part's interesting, but the ways they died were kind of dumb sometimes. I don't mean like, standard. What's that noise? I'm gonna go check. Not that. No, it was like one time they were sitting around in the bathroom and then they decided they were thirsty and they ran the water and it came out brown, a little bit brown at the beginning, and then it turned clear, and then they got a glass of water, and then they were each taking a drink of water, and then one by one they started to explode. Like, what? So, I didn't enjoy that. I thought that was kind of stupid. Uh, and then, like, they went and they talked to a person at one point, and that person gave him some information, and then, like, turned into, started to fade away and stuff, and then, like, they went and they, looked back over some videos, of different ways they were trying to escape, and the stuff on the little video clips they showed were way cooler than anything that happened pretty much that they showed. Like, I guess technically they showed it, but they're looking at like 5-second clips of different ways they were killed, and the 5-second clips were way more interesting things than what they had done on the show. I'm like, okay, so we missed out on the giant creepy monster, the grubs that dug into your face and then turned you necrotic. Some of that stuff would have been cool, but that was just in the tiny little clip, and I'm like, okay, well, that's too bad we didn't get to see that, because the one really tall monster chasing him down the hallway looked pretty cool, and so that didn't happen. I don't know. And so then, ooh, you know what, my bike is over here somewhere. I need to not wander too far from my bike. I got so distracted by how easy it is to break this stuff up. I've just been breaking this stuff up. Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna guess this is not where coal is, and not the main way to get coal. But yeah, I don't know. And then when they get to the end of it, right? They've found out that the longer you stay there, the more of a monster you become, and so they're all turning into monsters. Um, and so then no one's made it past day 13, and so it's like their last day. They think they can try to survive and get out of here, and so I don't even know what their plan was supposed to be. They acted like they had a plan, and then all they did was split in different directions to take off running, and they got chased. There were like some people who wore masks chasing them, and I guess she was kind of the main character, ended up talking with the psychiatrist who created the whole thing, and she put some water in his coffee. I think she put some water in his coffee. If she didn't put water in it, I missed it. But he drank his coffee anyways, and then he exploded like they had exploded, and so that got rid of him for that time loop. And then they all escaped and crawled out of the ground. I was like, I don't know, man. I feel like you should put some more. It wasn't creepy enough. There wasn't enough. Like, if again, I haven't played Until Dawn the game. I know this is a video game movie, but it felt like it wanted to be something like Silent Hill, but without any of the storyline behind it. And so I don't know. It just was not as good as it could have been if they'd straightened up that story a little bit and maybe like fine, you get killed, you get caught in the time loop, but it gives you another chance to get out. Got it. Great hook. Okay. Monsters. You turn into monsters. The people who are already there are the monsters. Great. Like it. You know, got me a little Outlast vibe. Being in a psychiatric hospital. Like it. You know, creepy fog at night, keeping them trapped in the place. Some Silent Hill vibe. Got it. Like it. But not showing me anything and spending most of the movie is just them sitting around complaining. Like, do something. And in fact, that was one of the points was when they all started exploding. The main character ish, Clover, she made it. I don't know if she didn't drink the water, and so she just laid on the floor after everybody else had exploded, and then the psychiatrist come walking in the room, and he's like, "Tisk tisk, almost made it out, but you know what happens? You can't get out if you don't try." And then she exploded, and then the timer ran out, and I'm just like, okay, like I don't know how they started to explode. I assumed it was the water, but all they did was sit around and talk about how they were going to try to get out, and then they just died. Like there wasn't. I don't get it. I don't get it. Um, I don't know. So it was okay. I guess it was just very meh in its application. Uh, cool concept, terrible execution. That's what I like to say. I like the idea. I don't like the execution. And then I also watched Sinners. So spoilers for Sinners. I want to say I liked Sinners for the most part. Um, there's a few things in the movie I didn't enjoy, and one scene that made me laugh out loud, and it shouldn't have. And other than that, it was pretty good. So it's Sinners is like a 1932 Mississippi vampire film, and it's loosely looks at or I don't know why I said loosely. It's like these two brothers, twins from Mississippi, had gotten out, gone into the war, World War One, I'm assuming, and well, yeah, had to have been because 1932, and so they had come home and I don't know, worked their way through various cities, and eventually they don't show any of this. They don't show any of this. Basically, okay, let me. So they were in the army, and then they started working for the mob during Prohibition, and somehow played the mob off against the Irish, and stole a bunch of money and booze, and then brought it back to their hometown in Mississippi, and took the money, or some of the money anyways, and purchased purchased an old mill that wasn't in use to turn it into a club, and then went around town interacting with the people that they hadn't seen in years, and which included their younger cousin who was a guitar player who sings. And so there's a real strong current of blues in the beginning of this movie, and I liked it. I liked the storyline. I like the blues music. You know, they travel around and like they seen one of their buddies from back in the day, and they're like, "Hey, Cornbread, come work at my juke joint tonight." And uh and so he went to be the doorman, and then they went to the train station, and they're at the train station, and they run into one of the brothers' old girlfriends, and she was like, "I waited for you," and he's like, "Yeah, but I'm white and you're black, and it never worked." And she's like, "I don't care about that," and he's like, "Yeah, but they do." And so then he goes and gets this old blues musician who's playing at the train station. What do they call that? Is that busking at the train station? I don't remember the terms. Um, and then he agrees to go back and sing at the opening, and then the other brother went to I don't know if it was his wife, his ex girlfriend, whatever she is, to see if she would make the food. And they had had a child together, but the child had died as a baby, and so they. Now this is the part I liked. They argued over her. I think it's hoodoo is what she was doing. Um, it might have been hoodoo. I don't remember all the names for that stuff. And I'm gonna call it hoodoo though. So they argued a little bit over her hoodoo about how it didn't save their baby, and she's like, "Well, maybe I used it all up keeping you alive." And then she asked him if he's still wearing his juju bag, which is why I think it was hoodoo. And he said yes, and then she took it and she refilled it, and with the little herbs and whatever all they put in there. And so then they got the Chinese couple who run the store, the general store, to come run the uh, bar and the gambling. And then Armored up. And then oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't think I got any food. Oh no, I do. I had two charred steaks on me. Oh, did I eat them? I also left my potatoes and corn on me. Oh man, I ate them, buddy. Sorry, you're just going to have to be hungry for right now. And so anyway, so they get all their people together, and all that was real interesting. It was it's one of the things I feel is missing from a lot of modern movies is the slow build up, the backstory, the connecting all the people together, and they had it, and it was good. And then they and I knew it was a vampire movie, so having her talk about hoodoo and him going, "I've been all over this world. I've seen wars. I've seen cities. I've never seen any magic. I've only seen power and money." And that was good. I'm like, ooh, okay. So we get some little bit of magic in here. Gotcha. And then we go to these. He they bought when they bought the mill. They told the guy, don't come back with your clan buddies, and or else we'll kill him. We'll kill anyone who looks like a clan member who steps onto this property. And so then so then we jump to the first time you see the vampire. He falls out of the sky, right? And I liked it, and then he's begging them to let him in because he's being chased by Choctaw, I think is what he said. I'm pretty sure Choctaw is Mississippi. And It's like, well, there haven't been any of those around here in ever. And I don't know what that was jumping up in the air like that, but I'm not interested. I just want to take a quick peek to see if there's coal out here, because I can't seem to find it anywhere else. And so when they open the door, the husband and wife, they open the door and they've both got guns pointed at him, and then you can see on the table behind them their clan robes, and so he's all beat up, and so they let him in, and then she tells the husband to take him in the back to hide him. Okay. Oh, those are bushes. Dang it. I thought they were rocks. And so then this group of Native American hunters shows up um, on horses, and they're like, "We're looking for a dangerous man," And the wife answers the door, and she's like, "I ain't seen nobody." Like, well, he's really dangerous. And then the sun is starting to go down, and so one of them goes, "We've got to go. It's getting too late." And so they agree to go. I'm like, "Oh well, this will be fun." So now not only do we have hoodoo, we're gonna bring in some Native American shamanistic stuff, hunting this vampire. That'll be fun. And nope, never see those guys again. There was no point in having them in the show at all. They showed up and left. Uh, I'm like, yep. I hate that. I hate when they do that in a movie. There's no point. There's no point in having those guys there. They didn't do anything. They didn't add to the story. Don't know why they were there. And then that's not the scene, by the way, that made me laugh. And then so they get to the grand opening, and they get all the people in there, and they start the grand opening, and they do some singing, and it was all enjoyable, and there's some arguing between some of the characters, and that's all good, and it was all just bringing it all together. Well, then then the cousin, he's finally going to do his first singing guitar playing moment at the club, and so he starts singing, and now I didn't enjoy this part. They did this whole thing where they like faded out his singing and playing to talk about how music is trans-dimensional, crosses all times. Oh, that's not cool. And how it connects everyone. Um, uh, Everyone from uh, Africa all the way to the future. I'm like, okay, I know you've been doing a lot of blues stuff, but music hasn't been that big a part of this movie so far. Don't know why you're pushing music so hard at this moment. And then it gets weirder. So the vampire finally shows up with the two people from the cabin earlier, and they're all like carrying instruments. And so I'm like, okay, this has gotten bizarre. And so carrying their instruments, and they want to come in because they have to be invited in because they're vampires. So they want to be invited in so that they can sing at the club. And so they're like, y'all can't come in here because this is not for your kind. Because it was a black club and these were white people. And so then they played his song and it was awful. I I don't know if it was supposed to be. It was something about picking over Robin's body to after they I don't know killed him to rob him. I guess I don't know. And they this song was sung multiple times by these people. Like they did it once there, and they did it a couple times later. And so they told him to move on, and they're like, "We'll move on, but we're gonna move on slow in case you change your mind." And I'm like, okay, I don't I don't understand why they're playing music. I don't get it. Uh, like there's no point leading up to this. Zero point leading up to this where they showed the two people from the cabin being musical. That wasn't a thing that they discussed. They haven't shown. They've only shown the vampire once before this. Nothing about music. Don't know why they were suddenly there with instruments to play music. I don't get it. I don't get it. And so the vampires can't get in unless they're invited. I'm like, all right, so we got vampire rules, got it. And uh, should put down a bed. I'm gonna wander around this place. And then yeah, and so then they got into uh the vampire stuff, and the vampires started killing people as they came outside, and that was all fine. But then it got really weird when they got a whole bunch of people. They all went back and they were talking about how they were all about peace and love and how they just wanted to get along with everybody and how they wanted to. Oh, this must be some kind of wedding venue. Oh yeah, look at. It's the bride and groom. Dude. Dude, she's still splurting. Alright. Uh so then uh so after they gathered enough people from inside the place and the people inside realized what was going on, they did this weird thing where they all were like out in a circle around a campfire. The vampires were. They're all out in a circle around a campfire singing like old Irish folk music and dancing Irish jigs. For some reason, I don't know. It didn't make any sense. And then and so then they the main vampire decided he wanted the kid who was singing because he wants his songs to join with his, the vampire wants that kid's songs to join with his songs. Okay. And I thought that was a little weird. And then because again, vampire has not talked about songs, has not talked about collecting songs. Nothing. I that was just out of the blue, and so I didn't like that. And then they told they got the Chinese husband, and so then they told the Chinese wife that they were going to go and get her daughter, who was running the. Well, I assume she was asleep at this point because it was at nighttime, but maybe she was. I'd assume she'd been asleep at this point. But she was running the store while they were gone, and harvest more ore when buzzed from coffee. Oh, this is a good box. Well, I mean, I guess it's not a great box. Could have been better if it was more useful to me. And they, yeah, and so then, she goes back and, to the bar and she grabs some, liquor and she starts to make Molotovs out of it. And one of the people runs over to her and like, "What are you doing?" And then she turns and she screams, "If you want us, then come in here and get us, because I'm gonna kill you all." Uh, and I'm like, "Oh no!" She just invited them all in, and then they turn, and then they do like an Avengers pose. That's all I could call it. They they all lined up with all their weapons out in front of them, waiting for the vampires to come in. And I'm just like, what? Shouldn't the vampires just have started busting in immediately in the middle of her making Molotovs? Oh, okay. It kind of looked like there was a tunnel or something down here, but this is a cool little place. I don't think I've seen before. Um, so yeah, so they had their big fight out, and most of the people died, and all that, um, and then they had a cool scene at the end where the cousin, he lived until he was an old man, making music, and this is I don't understand this. So they showed that all the vampires are connected to the main vampire, and so whatever he feels, they feel. And they got this big scene where they all burst into flames when the sun comes up, and he bursts into flames too. And then he spins around like fire around him and goes up into the sky, kind of thing. Um, so I don't understand how the two vampires survived to talk to the old man. I don't know, but two of the vampires did survive to talk to him way in the future, and well, present day, I guess, not way in the future. Uh, but yeah, it was pretty good if you cut out the weird voiceover about music connecting through time and the weird Irish folk music vampire bad guys. Um, like all I could get from that was blues good, Irish folk music bad, right? I'm like, I don't know why. Uh, I mean, I didn't think the Irish folk music they chose was good. I've heard some good Irish folk music, and that definitely was not necessarily it. I do not care about Robin's body being picked over. I've never heard that song before, so I don't know. But yeah, it's got some weird parts in it, but other than the weird parts, it was pretty good. Just the Irish singing and collecting songs just came out of nowhere, though. Oh, and the hoodoo stuff. It played out for one tiny scene. This is lead, right? This is, yeah, not what I'm looking for. Why is there no coal? All right, well, I think with that, I should probably call it a day because it's gone on way too long, as usual. So I can't believe I can't find any coal. This is crazy. Why is there no coal? What's that? Oh, lead again. I know coal is black. Okay, I know it's a black rock, or it used to be a black rock. Ooh, chicken. Should probably kill you, chicken. But it makes it very difficult for me to make up any bullets if I can't find coal. Gun powder. Yeah, it's coal. But all right, with that, be around the small things leading to the light, and I will talk to you later.